also, I'm a business instructor also for management. So I do a lot at the college. I've been at the college for a year and a half. It'll be almost 2 years in August since I've been at the college. I live in Chicago, so I'm in my Chicago house right now. I commute from an hour and 30 minutes to get to campus
All right.
on Mondays and Wednesdays. So I know that's far, right, Sherry? So, but I love what I'm doing at MCC. I really do enjoy what I do at MCC, even though I commute an hour and 30 minutes, but I love what I do. A little bit more about me. Born and raised in Chicago, I have a little Southern accent. I mean, I'm from South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, if I have a little Southern accent. Born and raised in Chicago, I went to Illinois State University, but Illinois State University kicked me out. I was not prepared to go to school at the time. So I was 18 years old in Illinois. I was there for a year and a half. And then Illinois State University in Bloomington Normal kicked me out. They said that you wasn't prepared to be a student there. So I wound up leaving Illinois State, going to my community college, which was Richard J. Daley College. And that whole community college changed my life. And so I wound up going to school there, working in the Career Services Center as a student employee. And now I oversee the whole Career Services Center at MCC. But I wound up being a student employee at Career Services at Richard J. Daley College, and it really, really changed my life. I received my associate in arts degree from Richard J. Daley College with a specialized accounting certificate. I left Richard J. Daley College and went on to Governor State University. I was at Governor State for 2.5 years. I received my business administration degree and human resources concentration from Governor State University. While I was at Governor State University, I was working at Richard J. Daley College in their Career Services Center. As soon as I graduated from Governor State University, I wound up working at another community college. I worked there in their Career Services Center for probably about 6 months. Then after that, my vice president of mine said, "Hey, Demetrius, you're very outgoing, you're very relatable. So I think I need you to go to a different office." And so I wound up being a manager of the student union at that community college for about over 10 years. I know I look good and young, but I was in that position for over 10 years at that particular place. Then after that, I went through a career change. I'm like, hey, I think I need to go back to where my roots from. I started off in career services as a student employee. I decided to come back to career services. So that's why I'm back here today. I've been at MCC for a year and a half, and I'm loving being back in career service. I feel like this is really my passion, where I should be doing. So I'm about to share my screen real quick. So it's very important to let you know what we do in our career services center. And so Bobby being here for a year, a lot of people kept saying they didn't know the Career Services Center existed. They didn't know anything about career services. And so my goal for this last year and a half is really let people know what services we offered in career services. And so the first thing that we do, we offer in our career services, we help you to identify what career you should go into. It's very important that you know what you want to major in. I have a quote: time is money and money is time. We want to make sure that you're taking the right classes at MCC that are going to help you be successful. So what we do in our office, we give you a career assessment. The career assessment helps us to identify what things you like to do. It kind of let us know what your personality is. I have another quote: live the life you love the life you live. You should find a job that fits your personality, and your personality should fit your job or even your career. And so, what a great way to come into our office to do a career assessment to identify or to confirm that you're majoring in the right thing. I'm going to share a quick video about various careers.
When you hear the term career, what do you think of? Many people envision a 9-to-5 job or someone pursuing a specialized field. These are both valid examples, but when it comes down to it, a career is a reflection of you and your work. People have viewed careers differently over the years. Decades ago, some considered a career to be working with one company until you retired. Later, others viewed it as working your way up through a specific industry. But nowadays, the workforce is changing at a faster pace. A career can include side hustles or working in the gig economy. Many people are also changing jobs more frequently. Because of the way our workforce is evolving, there's no right or wrong way to define what a career is. For example, let's take a look at Jennifer. She's always been a great creative problem solver. Her first job was helping her parents to run their family business. But for her next job, she found herself in event planning. And while working through both of these, she was also a freelance artist and was blogging on a regular basis. Even though these jobs seem fairly unrelated, together they form a career of her own. Simply put, a career is a culmination of the jobs you hold and how you weave them together to form a bigger picture.
Goodwill.
Cool. All right, so that video right there just give us a little more information about various careers and how you can even start off in a career. Like for me, I got my degree in human resources, but I wound up being a manager of a student union. So that's totally different from what I majored in at Government State. Also, I went on and got my master's degree from Lewis University in organization leadership with training and development concentration. So it's very interesting how you can change careers throughout your life, and sometimes they don't always match what your degree may be in. And so I really wanted to show that video about the various careers. Next up, what we do in our office is internships. And so we offer a lot of students used to come to me and say, hey, Demetrius, a lot of companies and corporations won't hire me because I don't have work experience. And so I have Maddie here and also Victoria. They are true testament of our internship and how our internships work. The college received a grant. In the grant, the government gave us money to pay the company to pay you to get work experience. And that's how we received the internship grant. And so an internship can last for like 6 weeks, a whole semester, or even 8 weeks. And so Maddie, our president of the business club, was our recipient of one of our internships. Maddie, can you unmute yourself and share your experience of you being in an internship?
Yes, so I was actually made aware of this internship opportunity way back in March of last year. And I did see Demetrius. He helps me build my resume. I didn't realize how many things, I could have fixed and condensed. And he also helped me work on my cover letter for this company. It was the Community Foundation for McHenry County, which is a nonprofit organization. And I ended up going to the interview. They said they would like to have me there as an intern. And then, the whole COVID-19 thing happened, and the internship did end up getting delayed until around September, I believe. But it still ended up happening, and it was a wonderful experience. I've learned so much from it. And I actually ended up staying there for 3 months. And I've learned so many things, and it also gave me an idea of how I do kind of want to, be a part of a career that involves back to the community. But it also gave me skills having to do with marketing, business, just, how to organize yourself and how to work with others. So I was very grateful for that opportunity, and being able to use the resources and career services helped me, not just for this opportunity, but for future ones as well.
Cool. And thank you so much for sharing, Madeline. So now after Madeline did that position in the fall semester, now we just hired Victoria in that same position. And Victoria, I'm about to show your face right there, Victoria. So Victoria is one of our new interns for the Community Foundation. So Victoria, can you unmute yourself and share your experience so far?
Yeah, so I am now the new intern. I took over after Maddie. So basically, I applied for the internship on the college career website for MCC. And then I already had a resume done, but it was kind of messy. So Linda, who's also in this Zoom, actually helped me fix it, which was a great help. I really recommend going in and having someone help you with it. And then I had a meeting with Demetrius, and he kind of like prepared me for the interview. And then I had the interview and I got the internship. And so far it's been pretty good. I've learned a lot of things already, and I've only been doing it for 1 week. So yeah, I'm excited.
Cool. Yeah. Congratulations to you, Victoria.
Thank you.
So it shows that you come to these workshops and hopefully you take advantage of the services that we have in the Career Services Center. And so what a great way, Victoria and Madeline, they utilize the services in Career Services. And now they both gain work experience. Victoria's gaining work experience. Madeline already gained work experience. She made great connection with so many people at that foundation. And we're going to talk about that next week, about how to brand yourself and how do you connect with other people and how do you to be successful. So congratulations to Victoria and Madeline for even taking advantage of the services, coming to our office. And then you got true testimonies right there that our services do really work for you to gain work experience. Okay, go back to my slide. All right, so definitely our internship opportunities are available. So definitely we have about 40 internship opportunities right now in our office. And so, right now in our office. And so definitely please, at the end of this program, reach out to myself or Linda so you can get the opportunity. A lot of students always ask me about what is an apprenticeship? Apprenticeship, and right now for our office is only through the manufacturing area. And so you'll be working with a company that we partner you up with, and the company will pay for your education and also pay for your on-the-job training. And so right now it's only in manufacturing. You receive an associate in applied science degree in engineering technology, which that degree does not transfer. So you'll definitely go directly into the workforce if you receive that associate applied science degree. But right now it's only in manufacturing. You'll receive a CNC certificate or IMT certificate. And so, but that's a part of our apprenticeship program. So it's a 5-year commitment. So you'll go to school for 2.5 years, and then the other 2 years, you'll work at the company with your on-the-job training, but they will pay you everything up front. So if you think the apprenticeship is for you, definitely feel free to reach out to our office also. And then like today, we're going to be talking about resume development. So in our office, we will definitely prepare you for the job search. So we're going to talk about resume development, why it's important to have a great resume. Oh, go back. Why it's important to have a great resume, in which Maddie and Victoria already utilize our services, and they have received an internship because of their resume. And so it's very important that you come into our office and we can help you with the resume development. Interviewing skills, I prep Victoria, as she stated, for the interview. And so we can definitely do that. And also we have a platform called Interview Stream. So everything is now via Zoom. Victoria, how was your interview? Was it on Zoom?
My interview was in person, actually.
Oh, that was cool. Okay, cool. And so some people are doing it on Zoom. Some people are doing it in person. So it's very important that you know how to interview. And then also Victoria talked about our Hire Scott, how we post all of our positions on our Hire Scott page. Hire Scott is pretty much our online job board. So definitely at the end of this, at the end of this, hopefully Linda will put the link in our chat. But go to the Hire Scott, sign up for an account, and submit your resume and upload your resume to the account. So this is information on our office right here. So definitely feel free to screenshot this, take a picture of it, write it down. But we would definitely email you as soon as we can, but definitely utilize our services while you here at MCC. But even after MCC, you can still utilize our services after MCC also. So today we're going to be talking about resume writing. What is a resume? What is a resume? Victoria, what is a resume?
It's basically just like all of your job experience and then your skills. You can also put your skills on there, where to contact you.
Okay, Madeline, what's a resume?
It's basically a list just compiled of all the work experience, your skills, also tailored to the job position that you are going for at that given moment. Yeah, just all put into one place, presenting your best foot forward.
Okay, I like it. So Aaron, what is a cover letter?
A cover letter is just basically an introduction to your, like not necessarily just listing your skills, but like why you are going for that specific job and why you would be good at that specific position. Like you take things from your resume, but you just put your own little personal accomplishments and things like that on there.
Okay, cool. All right. So I love all of you guys' answers, and all of you guys' answers are correct. So your resume can be used. It's a tool to showcase your skills and abilities to an employer. You can use your resume not just for an employer, but you can use your resume for scholarships, internships. Your resume can be used for anything that you're trying to showcase. And it's almost like your LinkedIn profile. Like it's it could be just showcasing all of your skills and abilities that you can bring to the table. So what we're going to be doing during this presentation, I'll be showing you guys various clips. And in the clips, I'm going to stop the clip and we'll listen to the clip, and I'll go back into the clip and tell you why this part is important. So let's go into our video. There we go.
A resume is a brief document that tells potential employers about your skills, work history, and more. Because it's so useful and versatile, almost every job search begins with one. But even though every resume has its own look and feel, they usually contain the same basic types of information. It all starts with your contact info at the top of your resume. Include your first and last name, phone number, email address, and either your mailing address or just your city and state.
Okay, right there, I'm going to stop right there for a second. And so this is very huge and big when it comes to your contact information, because I have seen resumes and people don't even put their contact information, not even their phone number or their email address or their LinkedIn profile. But this important information is very important because I have been telling students not to put their full address on their resume. Right now, identity theft is huge. And so everyone is putting their resume on some type of online platform. You putting it on Indeed, you're going to put it on our website, you put it on ZipRecruiter, all these Monster, you putting your resume on all of these various platforms. And people cannot steal your identity because they have everything about you. They have your email, your phone number, and your full address. What a great way to steal your identity. So what I've been sharing with people, that only put their name, their email, their phone number, and if they want to put their city and state, they can, but I've just put my LinkedIn profile. For me personally, I only put my name, my email, and my phone number in my LinkedIn profile, in my email address. That's the only thing I have on my resume. Also, I want you to share this. Location discrimination is huge. Location discrimination is huge. I live in Chicago. And so by me living in Chicago, I live nowhere near Crystal Lake, Illinois. I stay an hour and 30 minutes away. I don't know if Crystal Lake would have called me by me living in Chicago. I don't know. Only reason why I say that, I was on a search committee last year in 2020 before COVID happened. We was all looking at resumes here at MCC. And someone on the search community said, oh, we're not going to call this person. They live in Idaho. And then I was like, well, the person quit the qualification. Everything on the resume was perfect. We said this would be a great employee at MCC. But someone in the room was like, well, she lives in Idaho. Why should we call her? I brought up the word discrimination. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, Demetrius, no, we're going to call her. But why did I have to bring up the D word for them to say, oh, we're going to call her? And so we called her. We interviewed her. She was relocating back to Chicago, our area, Crystal Lake, because her parents was getting elderly. But she never had the opportunity to change her resume to her parents' address. So we was going to miss out on this wonderful lady of working at MCC, but we thought she lived in a different state. So for me, you don't want any discrimination, I would definitely do not put where you live. And also, you don't want your identity stolen. I would definitely remove that also. So that's just a little tidbit when it's time to put your heading on your resume.
The summary offers brief highlights of your most notable skills and achievements. Although it's not required on your resume, the summary can make a great first impression on a hiring manager and may convince them to keep reading. Your work experience is one of the most important parts of your resume. It details where and when you've worked, along with your tasks and achievements. This is where hiring managers usually determine if you're suitable for the job, so make sure you present yourself in the best light possible. Because many jobs have some sort of educational requirement, you'll need to list where you attended school, what degrees or certifications you've earned, and so on. You should always include this section, regardless of how much education you've completed. The skills section can reinforce your work experience by listing any technical or career-related skills that can help you stand out. Remember that a resume's purpose is to grab an employer's attention and get you an interview. That means every aspect of your resume should be clear, concise, and relevant to the job you're pursuing. Creating a quality resume takes time and effort, but once it's ready, you'll be much better prepared for the job search.
All right, so I wanted to share something about, it said about your education and where you format your education. And so in a lot of cases, a lot of companies are going to be looking at your education. And like they said, a lot of companies want to know, you got to have that piece of paper to work. And so if you're just a new college grad and you don't have that much experience, I will position my education at the front of my resume. So I will have my contact information, my objective or my summary, then I'll put my education. I want the employer to know that I have my master's, I have my associate's, I have my bachelor's degree. I may not have the experience, but I have that degree. So I'll put that on the front and let them know. Then after that, I list my experience. And especially if you know that company is really looking for that person with a master's, a bachelor's, or associate's degree. If you know that you're still working on your education and it's not, you don't have it yet, go and you have a lot of experience, but not the education, I will put my experience at the top of the resume and then put my education down at the bottom. It's just a little tip for me to what I have been very successful and I've seen other people do. And so now we about to go on. Any questions about that? About the resume in general? Roberto like, no? Okay. All right, so now we about to go into different types of resumes. So we got a functional resume, then also we have a chronological resume. Oh, Sherry Ridge.
Yeah, I wanted to add something. When you talked about the address at the top, yes. You also want to look at your email address, right? If maybe in high school your email address was partygirl2015, that might not be, at gmail.com, that might not be the most professional email address. So you want to maybe change that. So you really want to look at what your email address says. When emails first started, I'm probably the only one here that remembers it. You didn't give personal information. You did have those funny names. But now the best thing is, SM Ridge or Sherry Ridge. So it's easily identifiable and it is professional. Thank you.
And that's funny you say that. I thought, that was old school about the funny email addresses, but also people leave. Linda, you can attest to this about voicemail. Answer your voicemail at a timely fashion, but also your emails too when employers are reaching out. But when you leave a voicemail, I had this recently, an automotive student that I talked to in January, had on there some sexy music playing in the background, something, it was very funny on his voicemail. And I was like, dude, no, you don't leave that on the voicemail. And so it's very important that you be very professional on your voicemail. Also, you have a professional email address. Like for mine, that's drobinson@gmail.com. So something very general, but not sugar mama, not hot mama, or whatever on your email. So thank you for bringing that up, Sherry. Linda, do you want to add anything about the email or the phone?
On your phone, make sure you have your voicemail set up. Thanks for asking, Demetrius. Set up your voicemail. If somebody calls you, call them back. It's very important. Same with email. And when you're leaving a voicemail for somebody, please include your name and phone number. I probably get a dozen messages a month where somebody calls and they don't leave me their phone number. Sometimes they don't even say their name. They just start talking and I don't know who they are because I can't figure it out from the electronics on the phone. So then I can't call them back, and that's bad customer service. So please remember to give your phone numbers.
And Linda, I would add, you should do it in the beginning. Hi, this is Sherry Ridge. My number is, leave the message, and then give the name and the phone number again right before you hang up. Because sometimes maybe you said it too fast or they catch it. It gives them another opportunity to make sure that they get it.
Yep. Definitely.
Cool. Well, thank you, Linda. Thank you for that. And Linda is our admin, and so she works with communicating and contacting students all the time. And she noticed that we had an issue with that, with people not communicating back in a timely fashion, or their voicemail is not set up, or their voicemail got music in the background saying, I'm blah, 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 trying to be all sexy and seductive. That's not the time for that. So definitely, if you, whatever phone number or email you leave on your resume for people to contact you, make sure it's very professional. So thank you so much, Linda and Sherry. So now we're about to go into another clip of what types of resumes that you can go into. So we're about to share that now.
Choosing the right resume format is a critical part of building a great resume, which is why we're here to help you find the format that works best for you. The most common format is the chronological resume. This format lists your work history from your current or most recent job to your next most recent job, and so on. Each entry includes your job title, company name, and dates of employment, along with your tasks and achievements. This format is a great all-around choice for most job seekers. It's clear, reliable, and popular with employers. Another format is the functional resume, also known as a skills-based resume. This format highlights your skills, tasks, and job titles without revealing the dates of your job history. It's important to note that many hiring managers do not like this format because they can't use it to gauge your longevity or how recently you've used certain skills. Nevertheless, the functional resume may work well if you are changing careers or if you have gaps in your employment history. However, if you take the functional resume and add dates to the job history, then you have the much more popular combination resume. The combination resume combines the two previous formats by listing job skills and experience while also providing dates of employment. This format works well for many types of job seekers, such as those who have a diverse skill set, are trying to change careers, or have a steady work history. Employers like this format because it focuses on skills and experience while providing a clear timeline of your job history. Choosing the right format is a big part of making your resume effective, so take the time to find the type that presents you in the best light possible.
Cool. So chronological resumes are mostly popular amongst people, but I know, Linda, you've been working with a lot of people who've been returning back to work. Have they been using the combinational resume, or are they doing more of the chronological or the functional resume?
We do a lot of the combination resume.
And so that's more popular amongst the people who are doing career changers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the chronological is the one that a lot of employers like to look at. They like to look at the dates and how long you work. But if you're going to do the combination, those are a lot of ones for the career changers. And so different types of resumes, most likely everyone in this room will probably do a chronological type of resume. Show of hands, how many people have resumes already? I can see you all. I see you. Okay, cool. All right, so all of you guys need to be coming through our office to let us look at your resume to make sure that everything is correct. You may think everything is great, but getting a second eye is very important. Go ahead, Sherry.
Yeah, I just wanted to add how important that is. Last year, we had about 5 people look at a flyer. We were promoting our Dinner with Dads in Business. And it was about a month before the event. And the student said, do you know business is spelt wrong on that flyer? So we had business like 3 times on the flyer, but one time it was spelt wrong. And that was after 5 people looking at it. And so I would highly recommend, especially if you're going to be looking for a job, to go into career services, because you kind of want someone to look at it that's not familiar with what, excuse me, the document is, because they will probably catch it faster.
Cool. That is very important. All right, so now we have to go into how do you design your resume. And what is a no-no for me is putting your picture on your resume. That's a no-no for me. We're about to go into another clip about how do you design your resume. But before Linda got here, Linda, you've been here a year, right? And so we was looking for a lender to hire someone to be in Linda's position. And we got all these resumes with faces on there. And I think what happened that everybody know I'm a selfie person. Manually, no, you don't know. I love to take selfies all the time. And so I guess this young lady or whoever this person was went on my social media and saw me taking selfies with students, administrators. So they said, oh, I'm gonna put a selfie on my Facebook page, on my resume. I'm like, no, but you're applying for administrative assistant position. So no, that's still not acceptable to put your face on your resume. All right, so we're about to talk about how do you design your resume in the next clip.
Your resume can seem intimidating at first, so we're here with some simple but effective ways to get your resume polished and organized. First, use white space to make your resume easier to read. Leaving enough space around your headings, bulleted lists, and margins helps people scan your resume quickly and keeps it from looking cluttered. To keep things professional and readable, don't use more than 2 fonts. When choosing fonts, stick with ones that are simple and clean, like Times New Roman, Arial, or Tahoma. Be careful with font sizes, as the best size usually depends on the font you've chosen. For most fonts, your description should be around 11 to 12 points, while your headings can be around 14 points. Your font should be easy to read, but not oversized, so you may have to play with it to get it just right. Try using bold and italics to emphasize keywords, such as job titles or headings. However, you should do so sparingly, because if you bold or italicize too much, your emphasis will be lost. Don't overuse color when trying to accent parts of your resume. Although careful use of color can sometimes help you stand out, it can potentially put off hiring managers. When in doubt, the safest option is to not use color at all. No matter what type of design element you use, be consistent throughout your resume. For example, if you modify one of your headings, be sure to modify all of them in the same style. Otherwise, you'll look sloppy. Putting some time into the design of your resume can help give it an extra layer of polish and readability.
Cool.
Good.
Ooh, where do you guys go? There you go. All right, so how to design your resume. So that's very important. About the front sides, because we have people just all over the place when they come into our office. And so it's very important that you stay consistent, as they stated in the video and the clip. Also, a lot of students always ask me, I don't know what words to use. How do I formulate the sentence or the phrase or the statement for your experience that you on your resume? So Linda just put in the chat, she just put our resume packet. In the resume packet, it's a list of words, action words that you need to use to describe what you've done at that particular job or experience that you had. And so those action words are very key. Like you develop, you implement it, you coordinate it, you're responsible for, you identify. So these are showing action of what you did at that particular job. Sometimes a lot of people say, I just go to the job description. I'm like, yeah, the job description is great, but you did more than what was just on that job description. So you need to think back into what action that you play in that particular role. So that can be in your sports and volunteer experience, but we need to know action. 2 or 3 bullet points would be great to let us know what you can bring to the table. What you can bring to the table. What you can bring. I'm sorry, Aaron, I saw what happened behind you. But what you can bring to the table. Linda, you like to add anything to that? Oh, okay, cool. All right, so now we talked about what should be included on a resume, the resume format. We're talking about how do you design your resume. Now let's get into the cover letter. And, and Aaron, you did say what the cover letter. Oh, go ahead, Linda.
Sorry, yep, just dawned on me. Length of a resume. How long should it be? Anyone?
Yes. Right. And for me, 1 page is good enough, but then again, it depends on your experience. Like for me, I did have a 2-pager, right? I think Sherry, you saw my resume. Was it like 2 or 3 pages? But it depends on your experience. I've been doing this a long time, and I've been in higher education for a long time. So I can share those experiences. I've been on committees. I presented various places. So I have a lot to share with that with the employer that I'm trying to get a job with. But if you just starting off, you freshly new, please, your resume should be 1 page, no more than over 10 years of experience. I don't think nobody in this room have over 10 years of experience, but they say you should limit it at 10 years. You shouldn't go over 10 years on your resume. Go ahead, Sherry.
I was going to say that if you are applying for 4 different jobs, you really should have 4 different resumes and 4 different cover letters, especially if they're very different. You want to look at what the job description says. If it says in there controlling inventory, managing staff, supervising, scheduling, then somewhere in your resume needs to be, I was in charge of scheduling, whatever, some of those key words should be in there. And that's important if the employer is using one of those computer generated where it goes through and they're looking for key words. And if they don't find it within your resume, they're not going to give you a call. The resume is meant to get you that interview. It's
an open door. And that resume open is we're going to talk about elevator speeches and branding yourself next week. Because for me, it was a little different. The resume didn't get me through the door. It's all about how I branded myself. And so how I branded myself and how I was well connected in the community. And so that's what kind of got me in the door. But they looked at my resume like, that's great. But it was mainly my personality and how I branded myself and got my name out there. So we're going to talk about that on next week. So join us on Monday, I think at 12 o'clock. On Monday next week, so we can talk about how to brand yourself and how we do the elevator speech. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Okay, join us next week at 1 o'clock. It's all right. So now let's go into the cover letter. The cover letter introduces your resume. My cover letter was not that lengthy, but it's great information information that you probably won't be able to put in your resume, but you can put it in your cover letter. So let's watch the clip about cover letters.
Every resume should have a great cover letter to go with it. It's what a hiring manager will see first, so it's important to make sure your cover letter is effective and easy to read. Here are a few tips for making your cover letter the best it can be. Gather all necessary information first. This includes the job description, name of the hiring manager, and any other research you've gathered about the company. Address your letter to a specific individual. If this isn't possible, use a gender-neutral greeting like "Dear Hiring Manager" or "Staff Selection Team." No matter what you're writing, it's always a good idea to start with a rough draft, and that goes for cover letters too. A rough draft will help you get your thoughts in order before you write the final version. Proofreading your draft is also important, but don't rely solely on your own revision. Have someone edit and proofread your cover letter before you send it out. Practicing good writing techniques is another important part of crafting a well-written cover letter. Use active verbs in the present tense. For example, I consistently exceed customer expectations by offering personal attention and product expertise. Finally, format your cover letter to be easy to read. Use single-space paragraphs and a default font that's easy to read, such as Times New Roman, Arial, or Tahoma. Highlight your qualifications with bullet points or bold text, and be sure to keep your cover letter to one page. A cover letter is your opportunity to showcase yourself as the right person for a position. Devoting the time and effort necessary to write your cover letter can help strengthen your chances of securing an interview and possibly a job.
Cool. All right, so you can use your cover letter any place for internships, scholarships, opportunities. I know right now we have our scholarship deadline is coming up next month for MCC. And so a lot of students are submitting a cover letter with that, with their resume or even with their scholarship letter with their application package. So cover letters are so important. So Aaron, you were so correctly. Aaron, do you have a cover letter? And what do your cover letter consist of?
A short little introduction, just saying I know what the job is that I'm applying for. A little middle space, which I put, just what specifically I can do for that company, based on what they're looking for and what I know that I can provide. And then a little goodbye, as in, I hope I get the opportunity to speak with you on how I can help the company.
Okay, cool. Victoria, did you have to use a cover letter to get this your internship or no?
I didn't, but I have done cover letters before. Okay. But yeah, no, for the internship, I didn't have one.
Okay, that's cool. Madeline, did you have a cover letter too? Because a lot of people, it's a big debate right now. Should we have cover letters and not cover letters? Madeline, did you have one?
Yes, we actually did work on a cover letter. So yeah, the beginning of it was just me talking about the position and introducing myself a little bit. The middle paragraph was talking about my values and how they align with the company's mission. So what I did was kind of research the company, go on their website, look at their mission statement, and kind of say, okay, these are the things that I value. And I think, I would be the best candidate because of my values. And then, the last paragraph, just a quick goodbye and kind of saying like, I'm looking forward to speaking with you or looking forward to my interview, kind of leaving it off on a good note.
That's perfect. Yeah, I think we did work on your cover letter then. We was in the office. It comes back to me. Okay. All right, so as Madeline just summed it up right there. So cover letters are important. And so you may need one, you may not. Some companies require one, some may not. But it's always great to have a cover letter. And also it's keep you on your toes when it comes to writing. So how many people out there have cover letters? Show of hands, let me see. Only one or two. Wow, so a lot of people don't have cover letters. That's interesting. Okay. And so definitely come into our office and we definitely can sit down with you or even come up with a draft. Now was like a good opportunity to come up with. Sherry, this is a good project for your students. None of them got cover letters. And so this is a great way, a good extra credit project to have them all write cover letters.
And that's something we cover in our business skills class.
Oh, okay. So that's good. So overall, I just want to say that everyone eventually should always have a resume, should always keep updating your resume as much as possible. Even though I've only been at the college for a year and a half, I'm constantly updating my resume. The college gave me so much more responsibility recently of me being a navigator, being an instructor, instructor of 2 classes. So I had to put that on my resume. Also, after I put it on my resume, I also uploaded it to my LinkedIn profile. So my LinkedIn profile is what we're going to talk about next week, about how to brand yourself. But anything that's updated on your resume should be updated on your LinkedIn profile. And for me, on my LinkedIn profile, I'm getting all these hits of companies looking at my profile saying, hey, Demetrius, you ever thought about coming working for me? And I was like, no, I'm not looking right now. but at least the information is out there, because right now it's like it's at their fingertips. It's not even you submitting your resume. It's right there on LinkedIn. I think we need to do a presentation on LinkedIn, Sherry. But it's right there at your fingertips, right there on LinkedIn. And so if you go, everybody should have a LinkedIn profile. That is the new wave now. All the companies and corporations are on LinkedIn. They looking at profiles, and they kicking the like button. They trying to they going in your inbox and saying, hey, I think you'd be a great company for let us know more about it. So I think LinkedIn is the way to go. Go ahead, Sherry.
The business club is working on that right now. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get it kicked off for this semester or next semester, but they're going to have a LinkedIn training. So we'll be partnering with you again.
Okay, perfect. And so LinkedIn is where it's at. And so I'm always constantly updating my resume. So after you get a great quality resume, I know Madeline and Victoria has a great quality resume. We reviewed it already, but hopefully now that they keep updating it. I know Mandy put the new job on there that you just did with the Community Foundation. Victoria, go ahead and update it. I know you only been there a week, but go ahead and start updating it. At least put the heading up there. And start putting the new skills up there. At least you can. It's in the format stage, but always keep updating your resume more and more possible. And as Sherry Reed stated, you should have 4 different resumes. So, like for me, my resume is really focused on education, but also I worked at the Chicago Tribune. I worked at the Chicago Youth Centers. So I worked at a variety of other places in the community. So I have a resume just for that. So if I do ever want to leave education and go back into the corporate world or going back into community service, I have a resume just dedicated just to that. I was involved in Phi Theta Kappa. So you put your extracurricular activities on your resume, Phi Theta Kappa, the business club. I ran track in high school. So I put the leadership skills that I learned in being a track leader on my resume. So it's a lot of various things. A lot of people say, I didn't have ever a job before, and then that's okay. You may have to have a job, but you have done something to add something on your resume. And so we can find something to put on there. You come and talk to myself and Linda. We can dig it out of you and say, hey, that's a skill. We need to put that on a resume. That's something that you did. That's experience. Let's put that on your resume. So don't never think you have nothing to put. You was involved in any club organizations, we can put that down. If you was a stay-at-home mom, we can put that down. And so it's a way that we can promote your stay-at-home mom as transferable skills or relatable skills, and that we can put on your particular resume. Go ahead, Sherry.
I'd be a household manager.
Yep. Yeah, and you know what? I never heard of that title until last week. Kathy from HR, she said, Demetrius, this is the title for people who are stay at home. I'm like, oh, okay. And so we're using it for a lot of our return to work people. And so a resume is so important. You don't just have to use it for looking for a job. You can use it for scholarship opportunities, internship opportunities. So you can use a resume anywhere. So that's all I have for everyone today. Any questions before we go? No? Any questions? So our information is in the link, right, Linda? All right, so it's very important that you reach out to us. Myself and Linda, we're here every day. I'm on campus Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm not there today, but I'm usually there every Monday and Wednesday. And we'll see, as Linda just put in the chat, we will see everyone on the 15th at 1 o'clock. Sherry?
And if you want some more information or you do want to set up an appointment, this is March, summer jobs, internships are around the corner. So you really should take a look at your resume and cover letter. Put your email address in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and leave the room open for a few more minutes. But if you put your email in there, I will make sure that Linda and Demetrius get this, and they can reach out to you to schedule an appointment to come in, whether you come in or via Zoom, and help you with that. Thank you all, those of you that are in my class for today. Once we end this, you may leave. Appreciate those of you that attended. And if anyone here is attending for extra credit for a particular teacher, please again, put the teacher's name in the chat and we will get that to the teacher. Thank you all. You're going to play your music, everybody. Demetrius. Let us end with some good, happy music.
I know, right? You know I was about to play it. You already know I was. Hold on.
And don't forget to turn in your union assignment, gentlemen. Those of you that are here, you can put it on this pile. Those of you that are online, you can submit it to them. Thank you so much, everyone.